morning, afternoon, evening, everyone. Hi, my name is Myra and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Myra and I make movie reviews and trailer reactions and a lot of things in between. Usually it has something to do with fandom, series, or movies. So if you like what you see, don't forget to click that bell button besides my subscribe button so you'll be notified if I upload something new. Now, I was one of the lucky people that got to see this movie earlier and I was flabbergasted. In a good way, of course. The protagonists are strong and there are so many good twists in this movie, I lost count. But all of them are so good and I was aching for more whenever a plot twist came out. But let me tell you about a short synopsis of the story before I plow more on the review. The story mostly centered on our main protagonist, a woman named Veronica who recently became a widow since her husband, Harry, who was a thief, surprisingly, well not surprisingly, it's his job, killed when he was doing one of his jobs. Still grieving, Veronica is also threatened by a politician who apparently got his money stolen by Harry from his last job. Pressured by the extortion, Veronica tried to gather enough money and eventually stumbled upon Harry's plan book. That's the right one. And it was filled with schematics and plannings for his next job. Determined to finish this, she gathered up all of the widows whose husband was involved with Harry's last job, prepped them, and managed to go through with the heist. The story seems simple, but the journey was amazing. And if you haven't seen the movie, please stop here so the surprises won't be ruined. Now, the first scene was surprising, very, because we were faced with Harry and Veronica Frenching with each other. Yeah, I didn't expect that at all. But then the next scene was jarring. And I'm talking about when Harry tried to flee the scene of the crime with his comrades and then everything just went back and forth a couple of times. I think it was brilliant because it shows the two sides of Harry's life. One with his lovely wife and one is when he's doing his job. It also shows that Harry and Veronica has a full life together, therefore making Veronica's expression very apt when she was grieving her husband's death. And boy, did Viola Davis nailed it. As I said before, the storyline first seemed quite simple. A grieving widow threatened, but she's striving for her survival. She decided to finish what her husband has started. But along the way, there are plot twists that left my jaw on the floor because I didn't expect it to happen. There's this story about how Veronica finally found out how her husband's actual job was. Then the politic side of this movie put another depth in the storyline, which is more than just a reason for the threat Veronica was taking. And then the coup de grace is how Veronica and Harry's son died. I was utterly shocked and didn't expect that their son would die because of police violence / racism profiling attack. I honestly thought it would be like some kind of accident and maybe just he became sick. The level of surprise that this movie has is actually amazing. Not only that, they also have superb character development and enough background character for everyone involved, especially the protagonist at least. The journey that they entered actually taught them a lot. From not having any skills to pull off the heist to actually steal a lot of money from a plan that they have. The director took his time to meticulously present the characters, each characters from their worst moments to their best, so we can see their development quite clearly. And even though the focus is on Veronica, I still feel like I know each characters personally. And that feeling doesn't come often when I watch a movie with a lot of important characters involved. What I do feel a little bit lacking is the villain. I know it was supposed to be Harry, but somehow I don't feel like he has some villainy vibe whatsoever. Any villainy vibe whatsoever, I mean. Doesn't mean that he is not important to the story. I'm glad that he was the last plot twist, and the reveal of that plot twist actually explained a lot of things. Why Harry blew up his partners, why he pretended to be dead, why he in the end had to take the money that his wife took. His ex-wife took, I mean. Well, not his ex-wife yet. But is he scary enough to be the main villain? No, not really. But maybe, just maybe, his character was supposed to be pathetic. If that's the case, then he's perfect. The one person that for me stood out by being a villain is actually Jitem, played by Daniel Kaluuya, the wonderful, wonderful actor that I really admire. His scenes were phenomenal and he creeps me out every time. But I feel like he gets what he deserves when the van crashes. I talk about characters a lot already, but I still want to add some of my favorites. There's Alice, who looked so weak at first but actually contributes a lot to the heist and eventually got what she deserves. A life with no man that could disturb her, or with her mother disturbing her also. Elizabeth Debicki played this role beautifully, and I've never seen her so vulnerable because I usually see her in much stronger roles. Then there's the most badass from all of them, which is Bella. I love how she is brave enough to talk back to Veronica, and she just oozes this strength and spunk. If only she's introduced in the beginning so we can have more badassness. But then again, the storyline will work if she worked with the crew from the very beginning. Should you watch this movie? I recommended it 100%. The storyline is solid, the character growth is amazing, and it is filled with great plot twists. I mean, the reason why this video so short is probably because I do not have so many bad things to talk about. You won't be bored watching it, I promise. There's also a lot about politics that I don't get to talk about much here, since I'm afraid that I am not capable enough to talk about things like that. But I can at least say that the politics are interesting as well. This movie has a lot to offer, and if you are willing to watch it, then you might get what you wanted and more. So that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like this movie review, and if you do, don't forget to drop a comment, like, subscribe, follow me at Facebook and Instagram. They are in my description below. Thank you again so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Here's a hug, and as always, I will see you next time. Bye!